Let us make English fun with Mom Love, so please do subscribe on my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about Quarter 2, Module 6. It is milk-based using adjectives, degrees of comparison, and sentences. Objectives are identify the adjectives in sentences, identify and use words that show degrees of comparison of adjectives in sentences, infer feelings and traits of characters based on the story read, and act responsibly during these difficult times. So let us start. Let us define what an adjective is. Children, an adjective is a word that describes nouns or pronouns. So it has something to do, children, with nouns or pronouns. So when we say describe, you are going to tell something about that specific noun and that specific pronoun we are talking about. Okay? All right, so let us move on. Okay, so when we describe nouns or pronouns, adjectives typically answer the following questions. So there are specific questions that you must consider in identifying adjectives in phrases and in sentences. Okay, so what are these questions? Your opinion matters. Size, age, shape, color, origin, material, and its purpose. So let us have an example. Okay, so my example in here is delicious ice cream. So now what is the first thing to do? You are going to identify what is the noun or the one being talked about in here. So we are talking about an ice cream, obviously. So ice cream is the noun. So now, can you tell me something? Let us describe it. Tell me something about that noun. Okay, so it is delicious. All right, so delicious will be the adjective. Okay, so in that case, we are stating your opinion about that ice cream. Okay, so next example. Okay, so we have narrow road. Okay, so now again, same process. Let us identify where is the noun in there. Is it narrow or road? Okay, so definitely it's road. Okay, so that is the noun. So what is an adjective again? It has something to do with the noun or pronoun. We are going to modify or describe it. So tell me something about that road. Okay, it's narrow. Okay, so narrow will be the adjective and we are stating its size. All right. Okay, next one. Okay, so ancient vase. All right. So again, let us identify where is the noun in there. Okay, so the noun is the vase. Okay, so tell me something about that vase. Okay, it's ancient. So we are talking about its age. Okay, all right, so let us move on to the next round cake. So obviously we are talking about a cake and its shape. Okay, all right. Okay, so what about the next example? Okay, blue shorts. All right, so shorts is the noun and then blue is the adjective. So obviously we are talking about color. Okay, next one. Okay, American TV show. Okay, so it's the example in here is American Idol. Okay, so TV show is the noun and American is the adjective. Okay, so we are talking about origin. Okay, in origin, children, there are lots of examples. So let us change it to something closer in Asia. Uh-huh. A temple. Okay, so mhm, Taiwanese temple. All right. Okay, so that's it. So let us move on to the next. Mhm. Okay, wooden spoon. Okay, we are talking about the spoon, so definitely it's the noun. What is it made of? Okay, it's wooden. Okay, that's the adjective. We are talking about the material used, okay, in that spoon. So it's wooden. All right. So let us try. Identify the adjectives in sentences below. So we have three sentences. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let us answer the first one. John Robert is a wise man. Okay, so obviously we are talking about a man. So what kind of man is John Robert? So wise. So in number one, the adjective is wise. Okay, let us move on to number two. That expensive gift is for her wife. So we are talking about a gift. So what kind of gift is that? So expensive gift is for her wife. Okay, so the adjective in there is expensive. Next, number three, delicious foods are on the table. So we are talking about foods. Okay, so definitely delicious is the adjective in there. Okay, so let us move on. Adjectives, children, are subdivided into two: regular adjectives and irregular adjectives. So it is oftentimes called as short adjectives and long adjectives. Okay, so please do not be confused. Again, adjectives are subdivided into two: regular adjectives and irregular adjectives. Regular adjectives is also called short adjectives, and irregular adjectives are also called long adjectives. Okay. So now let us focus on regular adjectives or short adjectives. Okay? So there are 3 degrees of comparison. So we have positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. So please do remember, children, in positive degree, there is nothing to compare. Okay? Nothing is compared in here. Alright, so just one adjective only and one noun only. In comparative degree, we are having two things to compare. Okay? Two things are compared in comparative degree. So meaning to say we have two nouns and then two adjectives to describe those. Okay? And then there is a clue word than. Alright. Next one, superlative degree. 3 or more things are compared in superlative degree. There are also clues like among the three or among them. Okay, so of all right. So those are some of the clues. Okay, so let us move on to the next row. Remember, in positive degree, there is no comparison. You're not going to add anything at the end of the adjective, all right? So in comparative degree, children, if it is regular or short adjectives, you are going to add er at the end of the adjective, all right? Next, superlative degree, you are going to add est at the end of the positive degree form. Okay, so example, old. So in old, you're not going to add anything. Okay, so since it is under positive degree. Next one, in comparative degree, you are going to add er at the end of the positive form. So from old plus er, so it will become older. Alright? So in superlative degree, you are going to add est. So from positive degree old, it will become oldest. Okay, so last row, same process. Cold, it will become colder if it's under comparative, and then coldest if it is under superlative degree. Okay, so next one. So let us have the examples for regular adjectives and short adjectives. Okay, so we have 3 sentences in here. So Harold is small. Definitely it is under positive form. Positive degree. Okay, so the adjective in here is small because we are not going to compare Harold to anybody. There is no comparison at all. Okay, next, number 2. Rico is smaller than Harold. So now in here, children, we are comparing two persons, Rico and Harold. So as the rule says, if we are comparing two persons, we are under comparative degree. We are going to add er at the end of the positive form adjective, which is small, so we're going to add er, so it will become smaller. And then there is the clue word than. Okay, next one, number 3. John is the smallest boy among them. All right, so meaning to say, in number 3, there are 3 persons to compare: Harold, Rico, and then John. Okay, so among them, John is the smallest boy. Okay, so as the rule says, again, in superlative degree, we are going to add ESD at the end of the positive degree form small. Okay, so small, smaller, smallest. So number 1 is in positive degree, number 2 is in comparative degree, and last one is in superlative degree. All right, I hope you can follow. So now let us move on to irregular adjectives or long adjectives. Okay? So children, in here, you can't just add ER or EST to these words to make them comparative or superlative degree. Rather, they take on an entirely new form. Okay? Please do remember that, children. Okay, in here, we are no longer adding ER and EST rather at the end of the positive degree. Instead, we are going to have a new form, okay? A new form or new sets of words, okay? So, to know what these words are, okay, so let us move on to the next. Okay, there you go. So, positive, comparative, and superlative degree of irregular adjectives and long adjectives. Do not be confused, children. We are done already in irregular and short adjectives. Now, we are proceeding to irregular and long adjectives, okay? So, in positive degree, there is nothing to compare to. Comparative degree, 2 things to compare. Superlative, 3 or more things to compare. Still, the same clue word in comparative degree than superlative degree clue. Among the 3 or among them or the rest. Okay. So now, it is the changes that we are talking about a while ago. Okay, in comparative degree, children, we are going to add more at the beginning of the positive adjective. Okay, positive form rather. Add more before the adjective. Okay, and you're going to add less also in the beginning of the adjective. Okay, so same process as the superlative degree. We are going to add more or least in the beginning of the adjective. Alright? Okay, so I have here an example. So in positive degree, so still there is no comparison at all. Okay, so active and then intelligent. So now take a look at this one in comparative degree. We've added more before the adjective, so more active. Okay, and then we've added most before the adjective, so most active. So now let us move on to less and least. Okay, so less intelligent and then least intelligent. So those are examples. Okay, so next one. Okay, so I have here 3 examples. Okay, number 1, May is attractive. Number 2, Lisa is more attractive than May. 3, Cheryl is the most attractive girl in the campus. Okay, so now in number 1, May is attractive. So definitely the adjective in here is attractive. It is under positive degree form. You're not going to compare May to anybody else. Okay, no comparison at all. Number 2, Lisa is more attractive than May. So we are comparing 2 persons in here, Lisa and May. Okay, so can you see the clue in there? There is the word then. This is the clue. Okay, so That is the clue under comparative degree. Okay, so the adjective in there is more attractive. Okay, so next one, Cheryl is the most attractive girl in the school. So in our rule, in superlative degree, so three or more. If we are comparing three or more, so we're gonna use superlative degrees. So we have most attractive. Okay, so number one sentence is under positive form. Number two sentence is under comparative degree. And then sentence number three is under superlative degree. Okay, so now let us move on to the next. Okay, so let us try this exercise. Okay, children, let us go back to regular and short adjectives, adding of ER in comparative and EST at the superlative degree. Okay, let us try this exercise. Okay, so Baguio is 14 degrees Celsius, Tagaytay is 20 degrees Celsius, and Sagada is 17 degrees Celsius. Okay, so now let us think of the proper adjective to be used in here. So the proper adjective to be used in here is cold. Okay, so which one there is the cold, the colder, and the coldest place? Okay, so number one, Tagaytay is cold with 20 degrees Celsius. But Sagada is colder than Tagaytay because Sagada has 17 degrees Celsius while Tagaytay has 14 degrees Celsius. And then number three, Baguio is the coldest among the three places. Okay, you get it? So let's try another example for irregular adjectives and long adjectives. Okay, so I have here gold, which is 250,000 Philippine pesos. Diamond, 2.5 million pesos. Silver, 25,000 Philippine peso. Okay, so let us think of the appropriate adjective to be used. Let us use expensive, since we're gonna talk about their prices. Okay. Number one, silver is expensive. Okay, so it is under positive degree form. Number one, since we are comparing gold and silver already, we are talking about two nouns. There is the clue word than. It is under comparative degree. We are using more expensive. We've added more before the adjective expensive. Okay, so last one. Alright, so we are comparing diamond into gold and silver already. Okay, so among them, diamond is the most expensive. Okay, so the most expensive in here is under superlative degree. We've added most before the adjective expensive. Okay, so let's try another one. Okay, directions. Complete the following sentences using the appropriate form of the adjective. Okay, number one, Mila is blank than her sister. So we are talking about Mila and her sister. Okay, we are having two nouns. So what will be the correct answer? Okay, prettier. So we are going to remove Y and then change it to I and then add ER at the end. Okay, so the correct answer is prettier. It is under comparative degree. Next, number two. Felicity is a blank girl. So as you can see, there is no other person to compare in that sentence. Okay, only Felicity. So the correct answer is nice. We're not going to add ER at the end or EST since we are talking about Felicity only. Okay, next, number three. She is the blank sister among her siblings. So we are comparing her to her siblings. So meaning to say they are three or more. Okay, so the correct answer is most loving sister. Okay, so we added most in adjective loving. Okay, so next one, number four, my little sister is so blank. Okay, again, no comparison at all. So the correct answer is the adjective sweet under positive degree form. Next, her laptop is blank than mine. So, we are comparing her laptop and then my laptop. Okay, so we are having two nouns rather. Okay, we're going to change it to heavier under comparative degree. Remove y and then change it to I and then add er at the end of it. Okay, so that's it. So next one. Okay. Complete the following sentences using the appropriate form of the adjective. Okay, so let us continue. Number 6. Their new bed has the blank headboard in the room. So among the bed in the room, their new bed has the biggest one. Okay, so meaning to say there are lots of beds in that room. Okay. So it is under superlative degree. We added est at the end. Alright, so next one. Number 7. Ark is blank responsible than Arthur. Okay, so we are comparing Ark and Arthur. Okay, so it will become more responsible. Okay, next one. The lady card is blank dependable rather than Mr. Leo. Okay, the correct answer is more dependable. Those glasses have a thick holder. Okay, so there is nothing to compare to. So the correct answer is just thick under positive form. Next, last number 10. He said that short stories are blank, interesting than novels. Okay, so the correct answer is more interesting. Okay, under comparative degree. Okay.